Hello, today we are going to talk about Lesson 44. And Lesson 44 is all about writing answers to division problems. And there's three basic ways that you can write answers to division problems. The first way is the one that you're probably very familiar with since like third grade, with a remainder. Okay, so if I were to divide 37 by 7, 37 is divisible by 7 at least 5 times. 5 times 7 is 35. You have 2 remainder. If you don't go into any decimals or anything, you're just going to write it as remainder 2. That's this number going up there. That's the first way. Here's another example. If you're going to divide 19 by 3, put 19 in a box. 3 goes into 19 6 times evenly. Or not evenly, but it does go in there 6 times anyway. With 1 left over, that's your remainder. You would write remainder 1. And of course, that's your answer there. Okay, so second way, and we're also familiar with this. This is really a lot of new material here. Second way is leaving a remainder as a decimal, and that's when you bring a decimal point in when you get to the end of the standard number and it's not done yet, and you're not going to write it as a remainder, so you would write it as a decimal. So 39 divided by 4. 39 goes in the box. 4 goes on the outside. You start out, 4 goes into 39, 9 times, that's 36. And you go, oh, I've still got 3 left over. I'm not writing it as a remainder, so I put a decimal here, and I put my decimal there. And now I have 3, and I bring down one of the zeros that I've just added. And 4 goes into 30, 7 times. 7 times 4 is 28. Subtract, you end up with 20. You've got to add another 0, bring it down, okay? And 4 goes into 20 5 times. So you write your 5 up here, 20 here, subtract, you have 0. Now that you've got 0, you're done. You're done, 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 done. Okay? It's not going to be repeating or anything. This is a terminating decimal, and we've talked about that just recently. Okay, that's terminating, and it is 9.75. That's your answer. Now here's another one. Okay? Looks a lot like it. It's 70 divided by 4. Again, you start out with 4 on the outside, 70 in the box. 4 goes into 7 one time. You write down your 4, you subtract. You end up with 3. You've got a 0 here, you bring it down. And 4 goes into 37 times, so you put your 7 up here. And 28, you subtract. Oh, shoot, you're not done yet. So you put your decimal here, you bring it up here, you put your decimal there. 4 goes into 25 times. You put your 20 here, you subtract, you have 0, no remainder, and you have a decimal answer. Okay? This is also a terminating decimal. Okay? Now, next one we're going to look at is a pretty easy one. It's got a little, seems like it's difficult, but it's not that hard. We've got 16.42, and we're going to divide it by 8. So you put 16.42 inside the box, you put 8 on the outside. 8 goes into 16 2 times. Bring up your decimal because you already got a decimal, so you bring it up. Subtract, you have 0, you bring down this 4. Okay? And now you have 8 trying to go into 4, which is not going to happen. This is where people make a lot of mistakes. You got to put a 0 up here if it doesn't work, and then you go and put a 0 here. Subtract, you still have 4. Bring down the 2. Now you have 42. Now, does 8 go into 42 evenly? No, but 8 times 5 is 40. Okay, so we put 40 here. We subtract. We get 2 again. And we bring down a 0 because we want to get a decimal answer. So we have 20. 8 goes into 20. Well, it goes in twice, so we put our 2 up here. And we have 16 here. Subtract, we end up with 4. We have another 0 up here, so we bring it down. We can add as many zeros up above as we want to until we finally get done or we decide that it's repeating. So 8 goes into 45 times. We write a 5 up above. We put our 40 here, and it happens to be 40 out of 40. And you subtract, you get 0. Guess what? We're finally done. And your answer is 2.0525. Big number, but you have to just be careful. You can't get in a rush on these. Okay, here's another one. Now this one's an interesting one because I don't think we're going to end up with a terminating decimal. 5.4 divided by 11. 5.4 goes in the box, 11 on the outside. 11 doesn't go into 5, so you have a 0 here. Put a 0, bring down your 5, bring down this 4. Okay, you have 54. Does 11 go into 54 evenly? No. No, it doesn't. Okay, but it will go like 4 times and you get 44. So you write your 4 up here, you subtract, okay, and you get 10. 44 from 54 is 10. And you had a 0, and now you have 100. Now, 11 go into 100? Well, it goes in 9 times. It'll give you 99. So you put your 9 up here. 99 goes into 100. Okay, with one remainder. Now you end up with 10. Does 11 go into 10? Nope, it doesn't. So you're going to put a 0 up here. Again, a really good opportunity to make a mistake. Remember, if it doesn't go, you add a 0 in up here. Okay? So you're going to have to put your 0 here because it didn't go in. Subtract. Now you have 10, but you have to bring down another 0. So now you have 100 again. And I think we've done this before, haven't we? 11 times 9 is 99. Subtract, we get 1, 0, bring it down. Uh-oh, this one seems to be repeating. And if you look up here, you see 0.4, and then you see 90, 90, and we would have had another 9 if we brought a 0 down for 100, and then a 0 again. So the answer is 0.490 with the repetend above the 90. Again, be careful about those repetends. You put them in the wrong place, and it would look like 490, 490, 490, when you really want 490, 90, 90. Big difference. Okay. Last thing I'm going to talk about is writing the remainder as a fraction. And this is one of the easiest ones there is. Okay? If I was to divide 37 by 7, I put 37 here in the box. Okay? I'm going to divide it by 7. 7 goes into 37 5 times. Subtract. And you end up with a remainder of 2. But we're not going to write it as a remainder. We're going to write it as a fraction. So we put our 2 up here over the 7. Over the 7. You have to remember that the numerator of the fraction that you're writing as the part of the remainder has to be what's left down here. And the denominator, okay, is going to be whatever it's being divided by, the divisor. Okay, here's another one. 39 divided by 4. Okay, we know that 4 goes into 39 at least 9 times, so we write our 9 up here. 9 times 4 is 36. We're going to subtract. We get 3. Okay, we're not writing as a remainder, we're writing it as a fraction. So the 3 goes on the top, and this 4 goes on the bottom. And now we have an answer. Now, here's something I really want you to write in your notes. Remember, the denominator of the remainder fraction must be the divisor. Everybody get that? 38 divided by 11. 11 goes into 38 3 times. That's 33. Remainder of 5. 5 goes up here. 11 goes there. And that's the answer. Wow, that's not too bad. Hope you had a great time listening to this, and if you have questions, please ask them in class. Have a great day.